Welcome, Wapplers from around the world. I'm Mark One on the forum, and we hold these Wappler meetups on the second Friday of every month at 4 p.m. Netherlands time. Today we're talking Wappler 7, 7.8 to be exact, and we're glad you joined us. So, James, you were talking about the AI integration. Did you want to go back and repeat that for our YouTube audience?
Well, I was just saying that when it was initially integrated into Wappler, I found it was near useless, to be honest. It didn't seem to understand the simplest of commands or questions, but actually over the last couple of months, it's progressed so much. And whilst you know, I'm one of those people that has to understand how things work, so I don't let AI take over completely. But it's been so useful, so helpful.
Are you using Wappler's integration to communicate with it, or are you doing it
Yes,
separately?
yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually starting to trust it more and more now, where I actually ask it to do things rather than just ask it questions.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's exciting.
It is, yeah, very much so.
Yeah. Well, how about you, Mosley? What's your feeling on 7.8 and your favorite new features?
To be honest with you, I haven't even checked it out. I just saw the meeting coming up, so I thought, well, let me give it a go. But yeah, I haven't even tested all the new features at all. I mean, I'm just not into the AI yet. I'm mostly working on the PHP side of things, not Node. It's just too many little bugs that I see on the site. All the members are always having some trouble, so I'm still on the PHP side of things. But yeah, enjoying Wappler. That's about it, huh?
Awesome. The last couple of months have just been absolutely amazing. John, you want to chime in here?
I use the AI, but not very much. Gets me out of trouble with CSS a lot. If
Mm-hmm.
there's a particular thing I want to do, and you know it can be done, and you kind of know how to do it, but it's just to say, right, this bit on the page, I want to be XYZ, and it just thinks about it, and then it says, right, there you go. And I tend to do it in ask mode rather than act, because I just don't, I still don't trust AI to actually make changes.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see what it's suggesting, work through it myself, establish that, yeah, that looks good. That's kind of how I would have done it, and then manually copy and paste it in. And probably 50% of the time I use AI separate from Wappler. So I'm really starting to use Gemini a lot. So I'll just go to Gemini and say for database queries as well. It's really, really good for. I just paste in the database structure and say this is what I want to do, and then it'll give me a query. And again, you can read the query and it's established that yep, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Paste it in.
That's
And I've just
interesting.
started to use the new templating that PHP has that matches Node. And it's taken a little bit of getting used to because I've been so many years doing it the old way, but it's worth it.
Well, that's very good to hear. You had mentioned Gemini. I had I've had better luck with Claude, but James and Mosey, what's your favorite LLM?
For me, is GPT. I think it's 4.1.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to do really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also just used ChatGPT. I normally just put everything into Notepad, copy it back to GPT, make sure it's all working, then copy it back into Notepad, into the code editor, and then take it from there. I don't actually use the AI at all in Wappler itself. It's everything's external, and then I copy it back in. I just don't trust it yet. Maybe I'm just,
Oh,
maybe
that's
I
it.
just, yeah, it's.
I from experience, I could say you could really start to trust it now.
Yeah. The like any new technology, it's going to take a little bit longer to develop, but it's been really amazing so far. John, when you're using AI with the Wappler, I know you're using ask mode, not act. But are you using that with live sites or using it with like a a test site before you might and then migrate it to a live site?
No, using it with live.
Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome.
My general practice is to have 2 or 3 targets. So I'll have a local host. I'll have a server with staging version, and then I'll have the live site itself. So I'll do the bulk of it in localhost, then I'll upload it to the staging server, show the client, and then when everything's ready, push it to live. And I'll use the AI in any of those.
Well, that's awesome. The so with my mind just went blank. I had a question.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah.
Ask AI,
Yes.
create a question.
I find it interesting that there's 4 of us here. We're using 3 different LLMs. The the different LLMs seem to have different focuses. I can't wait to see what happens next. It's a heck of a ride. Does anybody have either a favorite feature or a bug or something that they challenging to resolve?
The AI, you mean?
No, just with Wappler in general. For example, I have I'm occasionally losing contact with the database, and I just having to reconnect with the database. Is anybody else having problems with that, or is that I suspect it's something with my computer memory or hard drive or something. That's good. Then at least I know it's not WAP.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had an issue with it.
So what else would you guys like to see Wappler do or improve on?
I'd like to see more, I don't know what they call them, actions. The thing I keep piping up on the forum from time to time is things like 2-factor authentication, day-to-day things that would be really, really useful on just about any project. That the whole point of Wappler is it speeds up the development massively. You don't have to know the intricacies. You can just go click, click, click. Like I'm building an admin area at the moment, and within a few clicks, you've got your table list of records, which you can then click to edit and all of that. And it's all done in 30 seconds. It seems a long, long time since they've added actual functionality for the end project rather than functionality within Wappler itself. There's a lot of focus now going into the training, the AI, all of that. Whereas I want to see actual, like Google reCAPTCHA still on version 2. Things like that, things that you can actually use in your projects rather than a lot of, right, we'll have to do that separately. Yeah, that's what I'd like to see focus on.
How would that, if you built a widget or an extension, you'd have to, like for login, for example, or security, you'd have to plug it into a database somehow. What would that look like?
Well, I think they're trying to encourage us to build our own extensions and then on the NPM make them available to others, so it seems like the team are putting their energies into Wappler as a piece of software rather than the nuts and bolts of the projects you're going to build. I did actually build an extension to do 2-factor authentication and got about 95% there, and then hit an almighty brick wall that I just could not get past. Posted on the forum and got very little assistance with it and gave up. Unfortunately, I specifically wanted to do it, A, that it would work with PHP, and B, that it would not require server modules. I wanted it to work basically on any hosting platform. And not be reliant on anything. And yeah, I managed it very, very nearly, which was really frustrating. And I think them as a team who know Wappler far better from the actual building of it would probably find it really easy. And I'm slightly puzzled as to why things like that, now that like two-factor is very, very rare now to have any site you log into that doesn't offer that. And it amazes me that it's not a native feature across all the server platforms.
What were what were you trying to accomplish with the, I felt like an exception, the plugin with, geez, what's it called?
What, for the two-factor?
Oh, is that what you were working on? Two-factor
Yeah. I
authentication?
was making an extension that would do two-factor authentication with PHP
Mm-hmm.
that would be obviously compatible with the standards like Authy and Google
We
Authenticator.
we're going to use email or text messages for the.
No, it's going to use like Google Authenticator. So you get the 6-digit number that changes every 30 seconds.
But how often does it change?
Every 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Yeah. It's just a complicated algorithm. Not
Yeah.
algorithm, formula. Where you have your initial key and key kind of alongside the date and time. That's it. Oh, it's automatically, oh, it's blurred it, but yeah. Hold it there a bit longer. Let's get all your numbers.
It'll be on the internet. It's totally safe. No problem.
Thing is, it changes every 30 seconds anyway. So,
What what do you think about using Google Authenticator? Wouldn't that limit you to Android on
no,
web?
Google, they're all, it's a standard across. So there's Authy, Google Authenticator. There's probably online sites that do it if you put the key in.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a standard. Google Authenticator is just one app that works to that standard. So you're not limiting it at all. Even Apple's passwords app, one password, all of them use the same system.
Are they using username and password to log in, or use or something else?
You log in with your password,
Okay.
and then you do the two-factor, which is the second factor.
Right. But do you think using a third party like that is more secure or than rolling your own?
And now all the third party does is take the secure part is the key that's stored uniquely to you.
Mm-hmm.
So the key is then stored and the key is used to generate the 6-digit number. So without that key, and that key is a long, I don't know, 40 character hash or something. And without that, you cannot get the 6-digit number. So it's a 1 in a million chance of you guessing the number, and you've got 30 seconds to do it. So I don't think you can get much stronger than that.
Hmm.
Passkeys probably is the stronger version, which they're trying to encourage us. So again, I'd like to have passkeys incorporated into Wappler. Add to security enforcer, two-factor authentication, passkeys, all just one-click integration,
Mm-hmm.
and let us use whichever we want in our applications and websites.
Did you put up a feature request?
I did for two-factor. I don't think I have for passkeys, but I'm sure someone else probably has.
Okay. I'll look for the Wappler community has a feature request page that the community can vote on. And the thinking is that democracy rules, request to gets the most votes has a better chance of getting developed.
Yeah, I'm not sure that makes a great deal of difference. They release things with very few votes, and there's other things that have got over 100 that have sat there untouched for years. So I think, as I would, you look at that's easy to do. Yeah, let's just do it. That's going to be really difficult. Let's shelve for a bit, come back to it later.
Cool. So, James, can you tell us a little bit about your PR app and what it does?
Well, it basically centralizes all the data that's required for running a PR campaign, can be used for internal comms, collates projects, items that's been sent out to journalists, all a huge amounts of data, really, bringing it all together rather than using all these disparate applications.
Are you
But
doing it
you
in
have a
Node
con-
or PHP?
Sorry,
Are you doing it in Node?
Node. Yeah, I do like Node.
Are you going to use AI bots or something to check out
I
the competition?
I did, yeah, I did start. I have created a few AI bots really that create content, but I'm shelving that until later, until the app actually runs properly and it has an established number of users. Because it's very easy to go off on what I think everybody wants, but perhaps nobody wants it. So best to see what the end users want at the end of the day. Back to your question, is if there's something that we want. Do you know, all these advancements are great, but I'm still struggling with things like data bindings. When you search for something to bind to and it just doesn't come up, and you have to keep restarting the app. That's one of my biggest problems. And also there seems to be an issue with saving. Sometimes the app will save things and sometimes it doesn't. And again, that just destroys my workflow. And I would so like those, I think, quite important issues to be sorted out really before we get into all this more advanced stuff.
That's interesting. I've gotten to the habit of double saving, Control S, pause, Control S before I move.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about data bindings. I don't understand. I'd like to understand more.
Well, when you bring up the data binding panel and you type in something in the search input box, you can often get one or two letters in and then it'll just lock completely. And it can lock for 5-10 minutes. So I often have to close the app down and restart, which is quite annoying. I mean, I've got, the app's quite big, and to manually search for a data binding is just, it's a nightmare. So to me, that's quite a problem that I'd love to see solved.
I'll have to have a look. I don't really ever use the filtering,
Don't you?
but I generally have all my server connects at the top of the tree. So they're all together anyway. So it's very quick to just find the one I want and go straight into the data. And that's just been
Yeah.
my sort of workflow.
Thing is,
I'll
I've got
go with the
that.
filtering and see if it does it to me as well.
Yeah. Often, searching for variables or arrays or, just a nightmare. I'm obviously not as organized as you.
I've never been called organized.
To James, I think you just insulted him.
Sorry about that.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my big gripe. I have logged the bug, but months ago it seems. But yeah, it'd be great to see that sorted.
I've got one that I noticed since upgrading to 7.8. It actually was in 7.7.4, I think, as well, where I'll have a row of server actions open, and I will click on another one to open a new server action, and it replaces the old server action, or it's just doesn't go next to it. I mean, there's not a limit of the number of server actions you can open, is there? Yeah, so you have,
Wouldn't have thought so.
I've got 6 or 8 server actions open. I open up another one, and I say I have 6 open. I open up another one. I still have 6 open.
Yeah, that rings bells actually. I think I've actually suffered that as well, but
Okay.
not recently.
I have found in 7.7.4, if the server action is quite big, and I've got a bad habit of always trying to press the control save key like 50 times when I do something. And sometimes it's basically if I'm on a big server action and I've done it and I press save again, and then it just wipes the whole server action. It's just blank. And then I have to go to my backups, fetch the old one, paste it back in and then have to go and redo all the work again. But I haven't found it again with after 7.74.
Well, that's one of the things about Wappler does so much work in the background under the hood, and I don't know if is it taking more memory? Would more memory be helpful? A faster hard drive?
I've got an M4 Mac. I mean, it should be powerful enough.
Yeah. But it's still doing a ton of work in the background. What's the name of the platform that Wappler's built on? Do you remember, John?
Oh, I always get them muddled up. Monaco is the text editor, isn't it? I can't remember. They changed it a couple of years ago,
right,
and that sped it up quite a lot.
Yeah, that seemed to
Improved it
help.
quite a lot.
But it's still doing a ton of stuff in the background, which is all the magic that we know and love. So from a meetup perspective, is there anything that you'd like to see in addition to the during a meetup or the recordings of the meetups? Doing these for a few years now, the one thing that I know that Wapplers enjoy is they enjoy watching other Wapplers develop and build things. There's multiple ways to accomplish anything, and everybody has a different way of doing it, and they seem to appreciate that. The challenge has been to get, Wapplers are also very busy. They're developing, like John's got 1 million sites, or James is reinventing the world, the PR world anyway. So, capturing a Wappler to sit down for an hour and develop for an audience has been challenging. But if we were to watch somebody develop, what would you like to see? Something for like new Wappler users on the basics, or would you like to see the basics like maybe the login system, or would you like to see something like a 2FA developed or working with arrays? I don't know. You guys are my focus group today. Any input would be appreciated.
One thought might be, because we've now got the demo, was it Project HQ demo, something which seems to be added to quite, I mean, they've clearly created that to go alongside the training features. So whether or not we dissect that, spend, I don't know, 10 minutes on each meetup looking at a different part. We haven't got to build anything because it's already built, but we can together look through a particular bit and see how they've done it, why they've done it that way, and potentially do it again just to show how, and just get more fluent that way. Just occurred to me.
Have you been able to log into that demo? Because I tried to log in. I couldn't even log into the demo for some reason.
What, you mean open it up in Wappler?
Very, very early on when it was first introduced, I couldn't log in. But also I was using my laptop, my Mac, I couldn't actually use the demo anyway. It would just keep producing a black screen, which I couldn't get rid of. So I haven't tried it since. But
well, that's a good question. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to publish to a development. This is in Node, right?
It's what, sorry?
It
would be Node.
Yeah, I'm going to publish to a development server and see what we get.
Well, I've just opened it up and it's opened up fine, and I'm looking at the dashboard. It's just in your projects.
Yeah, I'll try it again.
And yeah, I haven't looked at it since the first version that came out with it to see how much they've changed it. I'm just having a glance now. Yeah, there's some new stuff added. So it's
What's the name of the dashboard? It's not
Demo
the
Projects
dashboard.
HQ.
Say again?
Demo Projects HQ.
Yeah, well, that I have, but the actual dash, let's do the index page. That's got to be it.
It is
John, just share your screen for us, if you don't
right.
mind.
Okay, let me share
Yeah,
the
share the
screen.
screen and show us the screen, and I mean that's going to be easier.
Yeah. Mark, I need you to allow me to.
I'm working. Okay. The share. Here, I'm going to make you a co-host. And that should give you the ability to do that. That I found.
Okay, yeah.
Share settings. There we go.
You see that?
Awesome.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, all I did was open it up in the open project and it's just there.
Did you publish it or just
No, it's just a local project. I haven't published it. I mean you can
okay,
because it's running on Wappler's local host. They are local host
Yeah.
3000.
right. Okay. I'm going to try to publish it here while we're doing this. And
Everything's
see the username is demo. And the let's see, the admin and admin. Okay, cool. The using Argon's for True ID for passwords.
yeah.
What about the but go to the APIs. They have like the contacts. It looks like CRUD. There's a delete, get, insert, list, and update, and clients.
Yeah.
They put it. Why would they put it separately like that?
I think it's because it's being used by the training so that when someone wants to know how do I insert a record, how do I update a record?
Yeah, I think I want to keep it simple. I just think, you know, if there's a new user coming on there, they just want to see how to get, how to insert, how to delete. If you're going to make it overcomplicated, then the new guys won't even know where to go.
Yeah, definitely
Just
aimed at.
They want to
it's
keep it as
definitely aimed at
simple as
newbies.
possible.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
John, can you actually run that if you go into that back on that screen, that homepage on the files? Yeah, if you press that little right-hand side, that little arrow here, will it open up in your browser? Will it run? Oh, there we go.
Well,
Admin.
are you seeing that?
No, I haven't seen that. That's why some.
Are you?
Yeah,
you
we
seeing
can
my
see that
browser?
screen. Yeah, we can see your browser.
Oh,
So I
okay.
guess the user will just be demo or admin. It depends if that's. There we go. That's pretty good.
It's an excellent system.
Does
What's
some of the
the-
features actually work? I mean, I'm sure clients will work. Contacts, I'm sure you can add a contact because I mean they've got authentication and users and clients add, delete.
Yeah, yeah. So if I
Just go to new task. Oh, there we go. You can delete the task, add a task in progress. Save. Nice.
so there's an edit button.
It's got the tags.
Yeah, that's good. That demonstrates an autocomplete lookup.
Yeah. Right.
There you go, by John. I have a question. I'm mesmerized by the movement on the page when the dashboard loaded. Is that a Bootstrap 5 widget, or is that something? What's making that happen?
What, the animation?
But the animation.
That'd be Bootstrap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's Bootstrap 5.
Yeah.
Trying to find where. Oh, do you mean these
I didn't-
progresses where they?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
progress
but-
bars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Index.
And if you go to the clients and the contacts on the left-hand side, okay, those little cards. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Mm,
Good little system, actually.
It gives a good overview of what can be done, and I mean, you just have to see what it's doing, and then you just build from there.
Exactly. Yeah.
I get lost in here for days. I'm glad
It's,
you brought that up, John.
Sorry?
I'm glad you brought that up.
That's all right.
Well,
It's they've obviously, I mean, it's a good idea, a project system, because you can incorporate a lot of Wappler functionality into it, which is exactly what they wanted to do. So I haven't tried it, but I'm guessing I can upload. Yeah, we've got the file upload drop zone. So I could upload a file to there. I can't view anything or do anything with it. But I'm guessing there's stuff that they're going to add. They're updating it or adding to it.
okay. Well, I've got a question. We do webhooks. There's a webhook category, but all the docs that I've read and all the other development that I've seen, people are putting their webhooks in the API section. Is that
What generally?
add webhook? So I don't know. I'm not in the API section works. I'm not sure if there's a benefit to either one of them. I just thought I'd bring it up for conversation.
If you're using like the Stripe integration, then that will automatically go into the webhooks area.
Right.
And that's probably where you should. If you're integrated with third-party API, then you would be using the webhooks area. And then all your API scripts that's within your own project stay outside of that.
That would, so the path would then be the domain webhooks, webhook name.
Well, I use the routing to create a custom path to it. That way I'm not giving anything away either.
That's a good idea.
So there's been times in the past where I've needed to create a webhook for clients to bring their data to another system. So I'll just put it in the webhooks folder and use routing to make a path to it. domain.com/hook/ or webhook/ whatever.
Well, that is good advice.
I don't know if it's the best way of doing it, but that's how I do it. I would
That-
never, ever suggest anything I do is the best way of doing it.
If
That's
it
my
works,
caveat.
if it works, John, it's the best way of doing it.
Well, possibly.
Yeah. So I don't know, would you prefer watching somebody develop or reverse engineering demo projects HQ?
Could do both.
Both. All right.
There's no harm in spending 5 or 10 minutes on each, or mix and match.
Yeah. That sounds pretty cool. I think let's see here.
Hi, Brian.
Ryan sitting in the TARDIS.
Yeah, hi all. Sorry, got really delayed in a previous engagement.
Are you back home?
Yeah, I got back on Sunday.
Oh, welcome home.
Thank you.
I thought you'd be down by the pool about now.
Sadly not. I'm already ready for another holiday.
Unfortunately, you've already got one booked and it's probably not very long away.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. John was just talking about routing with APIs.
Yeah.
It was love the way you guys pronounce routing.
What the proper way, you mean?
Yeah, in the Queen's English, exactly. Or the
Sorry, I was
King's
forgetting.
English.
I should have said routing.
No, that's a carpentry term.
It is, yeah.
That's funny. So how was your trip, Brian?
Absolutely wonderful. As always, came back feeling thoroughly enthused and energetic. Came back to loads of stuff to do, and to say I'm absolutely exhausted.
Done absolutely none of it yet.
I'm still a bit jet lagged, to be honest.
You need a holiday from your holiday.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll go with that.
Loving it. So John brought up the idea of digging into the demo projects HQ. And it sounds like we've all known it's there, and none of us have spent a lot of time probing around with reverse engineering stuff. But there seems to be a lot here. There's a lot here.
Yeah, I confess I haven't really taken a look at it either.
Yeah. Well,
I haven't really taken a look at anything for a month, so.
I think I'm going to play around with this and make it part of the next month's meetup. And at the same time, try to use John's idea about breaking it down into segments and do some just developing from scratch and add some value, especially for the videos on YouTube, to be able to teach new Wappler tricks. So that's pretty cool. So does anybody else have anything else they'd like to add in this April 2026 Wappler meetup?
No, I haven't just mentioned probably, I don't know, John's probably the only one that's maybe benefit is I'm just about to release a new postcode validation extension for UK postcodes, which will be Node and PHP. You'll be pleased to hear, John. Basically, it'll tell you whether a postcode is valid. It will also format it properly. So it'll push it into capitals, and it will give you two outputs, one with a space in and one without, so you can use it depending on how your database is set up. It's actually in the staff queue at the moment. I didn't quite manage to get it out there. It should be published. I'll be putting that out within 5 minutes of the meeting, probably.
Sounds
awesome.
very good. I just use regular expressions at the moment for that.
Yeah, well, this one will actually pass it to postcodes.io, validate it, and then it will also take it, say it will push all the letters into uppercase, and it will give you a compressed and a spaced version with the space in the appropriate place of the postcode, because obviously some people might be storing them without spaces, some with, so it'll give you the flexibility of that.
So
I'll give you an idea for the next one then.
Come on then. Do I need to get a pen out?
Car registration numbers.
Okay. What? So you?
I'll tell you why. In the UK we've got pretty standard formats, which is easy to do with regular expressions, but really old registration.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've got a 44-year-old car and a 3-year-old car, and they don't bear any similarity at all.
No. I've done a system for a charity whereby you have to register your vehicles to be allowed in, and I've got a really tight regular expression on it to try and.
Can I throw another idea in for you there, John? You can register with DVLA free for their basic service, and what you can do is you can push a postcode to them via their API, and it will actually give you the basic details of the vehicle as well, the make, model, and engine size or something like that. I'll send you details when we're done, John.
Really?
It's a free setup. They do a paid one, which gives you a lot more detail, but the basic verification and return of the type of model is basically an API call.
That will be great because people can then key in their registration, and then it will say, "Oh, is that a Peugeot 305?"
Absolutely, yeah.
So why don't you just build an app to scan their license disc, and on their license disc on their car will contain all the information anyway, and that will auto-populate your form.
To say it, we have a registration plate. We don't have a registration document on the car as such.
Okay.
They got everything's electronic now in the UK.
Are there any privacy concerns with that?
Well, no, because it doesn't return the name of the person. It just simply tells you the type of vehicle that registration plate refers to, or obviously it's an invalid registration.
And you can already do it. You can find out when its tax is due, when its MOT is.
Yeah, different APIs. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's all stuff it's all publicly available. Because if you see a car on the street, you know its registration, its colour, its make, model. So
yeah, basically the DVLA registration system, say it gives you little more than the make and model. But by virtue of that, it also validates whether it's actually a correct registration as well. So you'll know whether it exists or not. I'll send you
I had
details
someone-
of it when we're done, John.
You're a star. Thanks, Brian. There was a
Right, actually,
someone.
do you want me to just write an extension interface to the DVLA site?
I don't know. I mean, if it's straightforward API, then
It is, yeah.
I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
as long as I
you've got to
know-
register and you've got to get the appropriate API keys via DVLA. Takes them 2 or 3 days to sort it out. They'll send you the keys, and it's fairly straightforward API call. Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Brian, as always, you're a wealth of information.
Yeah,
you.
it's useless information, but there you go.
I wanted to go back to your postcode. Now,
Yeah, sure.
you have the besides the cities, you have provinces or
The UK postcode is very, very accurate. It will take you down to either the case of a business, an individual building. For a standard residential postcode, it will take you generally to one side of a street. So it's very specific. You often will only have a few dozen houses at the most within that postcode. And at the moment, I've got on the database our full UK postcode system, because that is available with, the location in terms of the coordinates, etc., of the centre points of those postcodes. And there was, if I remember rightly, 3.6 million postcodes in the UK.
Wow. So when you're mailing a letter, do you use anything else besides the name and the postcode, or what else do you use?
Well, in theory, you can just put the number or the house name and the postcode, and it will get there, and it will get there. Most people do use at least the street name as well, and perhaps the area, just to be a little bit more specific. But in theory, for me, you could just put the house number and the postcode, and it should get here absolutely fine. Because it's all computer read. So, as soon as the machine reads the number and the postcode, it knows exactly what house it's going to. It's all automatic sorting systems.
I always thought from a user experience standpoint that putting in the US, it's the street, the city, the state, and then the postal code. I always thought it made sense to put the postal code in first, and that code could populate the street and the city. So the user just had to put in one piece of information.
A lot of sites now, certainly UK wise, that's exactly what you do. You put the postcode in, and it will return a drop-down list of all of the houses within that postcode. If you put my postcode in, you get about 12 or 13 houses come in. Then you can just pick it from the drop-down, and that will populate all the fields from there, because all of that information is available through the Office of National Statistics, which is a public body.
Yeah, I get about 25 comes on my postcode.
Yeah, you see, we've got quite big regions in South Africa. I mean, we've got a whole town that's maybe on one postcode. So even if you put in one postcode, it's quite a big space. So it's about maybe 500-600 houses in the same postcode, even more. So it's not like the UK system where you can almost one postcode for a house or a business park or something.
Yeah, we had a similar thing when I lived in France for 5 years. My postcode actually covered 3 villages. So if you just put a postcode on, it could end up anywhere.
Yeah.
I'll just say on that, as far as I'm aware, I did have a quick. We are lucky that we've got full postcode coverage on an API free for the UK. If anybody knows of any for Europe or the US, which is
I'm sure you can use Google Address API, but it will just cost you a bit of money if you go.
That's right. I don't do money. I do free.
Yeah,
I like to produce these.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Sorry, say again.
I think it's over 10,000 requests. You have to start paying Google Address.
Yeah, you've got the limit number of requests.
Yeah.
If I could find appropriate postcode lookup services for the US and Europe, I would quite happily extend the extension to cover them. I did have a look, and basically it looks like you either can have a not properly completed service free or a paid service. So that's why I made it UK only.
All right. Well, gentlemen, it's been a blast as always. The conversations go from Wappler to it's been fabulous.
Outer space.
Outer space, exactly.
I'm going to take my time machine now, and I'm going to go back to start this meeting and completely change the content of it.
Okay.
Shout at the screen
Yeah.
as you watch it.
Just as long as everything you develop has a PHP feature for John, we'll be okay. All right, gentlemen. I thank you very much for your time and joining. Appreciate it. Stay safe out there. I wish
Glad I made it. Good to see you all.
And
I
you.
wish you a very safe and prosperous month. Take good care,
And you.
everyone.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh.